What's going on, people? Welcome to 137 Works, and today we are back with episode 3 of Google Street View Car Spotting. Not the snappiest title I've ever come up with, but it's the working title for the moment. So yeah, this is the first episode that I've recorded since the first two, which I've already posted. As you can see, hopefully there'll be some changes. I've got my light sorted. I've adjusted the camera so when I'm closer there, I'm not like too low towards the end of the frame. And also I've moved my mic closer down to in front of my mouth, so when I'm getting down low, I'm actually still close to the mic as opposed to it being behind me. As you can see, after the first two episodes being based around San Francisco, today I thought we would have a look around somewhere around Japan. I'm thinking between Tokyo and Nagoya, but before we do that, I am just going to show you another bonus episode. So when I was doing some location scouting for where I wanted to go next after San Fran, I decided to mess around in Tokyo a little bit, and I found something pretty cool that I think that I should show because, you know, it's cool and I found it. So yeah, I thought this was pretty sick. Impreza WRX STI. Can't remember the exact year actually. I did, and again, funny enough, I referenced one of these as the last good generation of Imprezas. This was, again, madly enough the way things work out, this was exactly the one that I had in mind. If you've seen episode 2, again, if you haven't, I'll leave like a card or link in the description or something like that. When I mentioned the fact that the bug eye-ish generation was the last good Impreza generation in my or not necessarily good, but definitely true kind of Impreza generation in my opinion. Of course, we go and actually find one the very next episode on Street View. And yeah, just really cool. Super impressed with WRX STI. And of course, what is that, a legacy beside it there in the, when the time shifts? Yeah, is that another Impreza or is that a legacy? I'm not 100% sure, but it disappears. But anyway, there wasn't too much. So what I found out about Tokyo is that, or about Japan in general, because again, I used to do this just as a hobby. I used to spend a lot of time in like Osaka, Nagoya, Tokyo and that kind of thing, like just messing around Fukushima, looking around different places. Japan is a needle in a haystack. The way that the towns and cities and stuff like that are laid out, really narrow streets, you don't get a lot of like wide open vision like you get in the neighborhoods in somewhere like a San Fran or whatever. It's all really like just kind of narrow, so you have to find your way in, and there might be like something cool hidden in a tiny little kind of shed or under like in the world's smallest little narrow driveway. You might see something squeezed in there. So it's an interesting little challenge in and of itself. Yeah, we're going to try it. So I'm thinking we'll just go off with the kind of with Tokyo. It's Tokyo, so you can't really go too wrong. So again, if it takes too long to find that, and I will skip ahead, but without moving, we don't see any old Hondas that I'm aware of, so that game has already been lost. Okay, they're kind of cool. A Mark X, fairly standard, fairly box standard. Well, that one, they look like aftermarket wheels, but a Mark X definitely. And I think some kind of, is it a Crown or a Cresta or something? Again, I don't, I keep saying Cresta, like, if it's a big Ford or Toyota and I don't know, and I know for sure it's not a JZX, and it's not a Chaser, my guess is usually like a Cresta, because I start to run out of guesses after that. Yeah, obviously we're going to see a lot of K cars. Oh, another Subaru. I don't know if that's an STI or a WRX, but again, I wonder if we can go around the other side. No, but there is another Mini. There is another Mini. That's it's always good to know. You know, you can't escape the Minis. Actually, I'll include the photo here. When I was doing the location scouting, I tweeted about it. If you don't follow me on Twitter, like I tweet usually stuff that's pretty relevant to videos. Yeah, when I was scouting, doing the location scouting, and I was stumbling around Tokyo, the first place that I dropped in randomly, within 5 movements, I came across a Mini. So, again, I just must have vastly underestimated how popular Minis are. But anyway, yeah, we will move on and we'll try to find some cool stuff. Again, all the weird little Japanese K stuff is all well and good, but obviously we're looking for something a bit more special. That seems kind of interesting. What was that, like a legacy wagon sorts? It's alright, not the worst in the world. But again, so this is what I'm talking. Oh, damn, that's nice. BMWs are strangely popular in Japan. You will see like a lot of, even when I found the Impreza there a few minutes ago, like in the background, you've probably seen an E46 3 Series. I can't get a decent angle at it. This is the problem with Japan. They always have these tiny little narrow driveways that are very hard to see things in. Yeah, like as I was gonna say before I seen that, like it is a bit of a needle in a haystack thing, like a diamond in the rough. You will probably, like we will probably end up going through a load of just random K cars and old Nissans and Toyotas and stuff like that, but then just randomly you'll see like an R34 GTR parked. Like the Impreza WRX, like that's a WRX STI is like an insanely valuable rare collector's car kind of nowadays. Like they're very expensive here in Europe, but again, just willy-nilly, just one sat up there. So that's pretty cool. What is this? Another Legacy? That's pretty cool, yeah. Legacy Estate. I think it's a Legacy again. I'm not super up to date on the old Subarus. So yeah, not quite a needle or a diamond in the gem. So something cool though, something to keep the attention from wandering. This doesn't seem to be like a neighborhood per se. BMW looks like a Z4 down that way. Yeah, like this doesn't seem to be like a neighborhood. It seems like to be kind of a Oh no, it's not. Is that America actually? America SLK? No, it's a BMW, yeah. That's weird. It looks like, for whatever reason, from different angles, it looks like it's clearly BMW from the front, but then when you look at the back, it looks a bit like an old SLK. But anyway, yeah, as I was saying, it's the weird thing about Japanese, kind of the way the streets are laid out. Like, you will have weird car parks like this on every second corner, but then you're like where you can have a look, like a big look through like a bunch of cars, but then they'll just be like that. And so it is just going to be a lot of kind of digging around. And then just stuff like this, like, oh my god, like that is somebody's driveway. In the same space that you can fit, I was gonna say a bike, technically a trike, a sweeping pan, somebody has also fit their car in that they use every day. Like, it's crazy. It's a mad old system that they have over there. You also get stuff like this. Like, I don't know if this is an Alphard itself, but like you've got stuff like the Toyota Alphard, big kind of like the K version of a Jeep, or like a people carrier sort of thing. Like, if that makes sense. Like, it's bigger than a car, but it's not quite like a big people carrier like we'd have over here. So I will get to the end of this street, and if I don't see that at a quick glance, I'll drop out and I'll pop out and drop down into somewhere else. That changed. That was still two BMWs, but it went from being an F30 3 Series to being like an E63, I think, F Series. Or F Series, 7 Series. That has piqued my interest enough to just keep on wanting to keep move down here a little bit before we shift over to another spot. Another Subaru. I wasn't expecting so many Subarus, not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure that was another Legacy. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything super. Again, I think it's maybe possibly because we're in the city. People just, you can't really have. Oh, that's kind of cool. What's that? Kind of Mitsubishi? Oh, these driveways, man, they're killing me. You get like one good angle, and if you can't make it out, like, that's all the good angles that you get. Bit of a flaw in the system of this style video. I think I will take that as this location has kind of run its course. Let me just see, is this one more little car park where anything might be interesting? No, it's not. Right, so we will back out and pop down somewhere else in the city. I don't know where I was there. I think that might have been a dead end, so let's just back out and start again. Oh, there we go. This is what we're here for. S15, baby. Alright. You know, it's different. Not my choice of wheels on the front or the rear. I thought they might have been different on the rear. But this is what we are looking for. Like, when else would anybody online have seen this S15? Like, that's why I think this idea is just really cool and different. Is that actually two lights? Or is that a glitch? Oh no, it's a glitch with the photo that they used. Okay, I was like, what? Yeah, I can't make out the kit. I think it might be BN front end. Vertex maybe? But yeah, pretty nice little Sylvia. That's I might get that for the thumbnail if I don't find anything else. There was nothing in that other location, and within one step I think it was, like, we've come across a lovely little clean S15 Sylvia. Which again, being a drift guy, right up my alley. JDM, drift stuff, yes please, more of that, if we can keep that up. See, that was kind of strategically, I know that there's like kind of, oh, G-Wagon, that's kind of interesting. Well, I was going to say, like, I know that kind of Shibuya, Shinjuku, like, have a kind of car scene about them, like, so there is, and there was, like, I knew that there was like a non-zero chance that there'd be something cool down this way. Like, look at what I'm talking about these streets. Like, you really have to be right on top of whatever you find to actually see it. Man, that seems like a nightmare to get in and out of every day. Old Mercedes. Yeah, again, German cars. BMWs and Mercedes, all BMWs and Mercedes in particular, very popular. I don't know how we ended up here, glitched through, but a Daihatsu Copen type thing, maybe? Cappuccino? No, that's a GR. What is that? I was gonna say the front bumper looked very GR-like. Cool little Honda Odyssey, actually. Are they on work XT9s? I think the Odyssey is on work XT9s. I think they're called XT9s. XT9s or XT9s maybe? But what is this machine here? I don't recognise the manufacturer, but like I did before, like when I said Cappuccino or Suzuki or whatever, or Copen, that's a Copen, like I was like, but that looks like a GR Yaris style front bumper, like. And then I seen the GR and the GR badge there. What is that thing? Again, you just needle in haystacks. You never know what you're going to get. Forrest Gump. Oh, that was another Mini though. That was absolutely another Mini. There we are. You can always tell. I hope that, like, pointing out the Minis and the Hondas and stuff like that doesn't get too old or annoying. I tried to mean it as more of like a... I tried to mean it more as like a running joke. MR2. Not terrible, not great. Yeah, I tried to mean it as like a kind of a running gag, like, but if it gets annoying where it's just like, okay, we get it. There's Minis and Hondas everywhere. Get over it. Please do feel free to let me know. Another Mini. There we are. And I was going to say Golf, but no, it's one of them Golf minivan things. Minivan. Oh, it's not another Mini, is it? Please tell me that's the same Mini from earlier on. But I don't think it is, because I don't recognise being here. Micra, I think. One of the new Micras, which I think look great. Yeah, that is actually a different Mini. That is hilarious. Yeah, just on a weird side note, I do really enjoy the new Minis. Oh, the new Minis. The new Micras, the new Nissan Micras, this kind of like new, sharper kind of body style they've had the last couple of years. Big fan. Was not a fan of that weird, I can't remember what it was called, the K12 or the K13 one or whatever. The one that looked like all bubbly and whatever. Not a fan. Horrendous looking, yo. Yeah, love the direction that they went with the new one. I am having some bad luck here. That is an interesting person. Somebody who lives in a house that looks like that. Pink, with such an interesting design. It looks like a castle in the front, and that drives a Bentley on this street. That is somebody that I would like to have a pint with. Like, that's an interesting gentleman or lady. Like, that's crazy. Really cool though. And again, I'll keep saying it, like, that's what, like, stuff like that is what makes it worth it. Like, you'll find nothing for ages. Like, you can look for 5-10 minutes and not find anything, and then you stumble across a Bentley on these tiny little streets in a random town in Japan. Like, it's like, what the hell? Like, after finding an S15 drift, like an S15 Sylvia drift car. And another Mini. There we go. Porsche Cayenne. Or Macan, sorry. Porsche Macan. Interesting choice for the location. Again, you get so used to seeing Minis and Super Minis and like K cars and small little things that when you see something like a Macan or like a Bentley, it's like, what are you doing here? What on earth were they thinking? Oh, another Porsche. That one is a Cayman, I can tell you that much. Like, for nothing. Porsche and a smart car next to each other. Yeah, fairly modern Porsche Cayman as well. That's nice. Again, the tiny little narrow angles to be able to see them. Is it a Cayman or is it a Panamera? We'll never know because I have no clear angle on it. With the 3 photos available. God damn it. Anyway, very nice. Mini. Oh, it's a 1 Series. Okay, I was gonna say it's like a... Yeah, 1 Series, Golfs, Minis, apparently. All very common German cars there. And then again, E46s, strangely. I think I might just back out and pop out to one more location for this episode because I'm up to 20 minutes recording now, but I haven't found a whole lot. Yeah, P500. Join the gang. Okay, I need to drop down into another location because I tried one and there was quite literally nothing. A Fiat 500 Abarth, which I might have left in the edit, but we will see. Drop down into Shibuya itself. Shibuya? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but like, you can go down the main streets like this and like look for little car parks like that. Like, literally that one is empty, unfortunately. But yeah, like I think I talked about in one of the last episodes. That's why I prefer to go through estates and like places where people live, because again, streets you're just hoping that there's something gonna be like around, whereas estates and kind of like where like, you know, housing areas, like built up housing areas, in theory you should see a lot more just a lot more cars in general and a lot more interesting stuff in theory. Old Range Rover. I wonder if that belongs to a 5-star man. I don't think that's a starter's car. That is almost certainly a finisher's car, if you ask me. Let me know if you get that reference. We'll be friends. There's a Mini. Another Mini. Why did I just have no idea that these were so popular and so common? Oh, there we go. Again, I was starting to give up hope that we'd find anything cool other than the few bits that we found later on, but there you go. It just randomly, look at where this is. And also blue, same as the S15, but Mazda Rx7. I can't tell any more details. I can't tell if it's a Spirit or what. I don't think so. I think it's just a standard enough. Very cool. Again, the little rush that you get when you come across something, it's like fishing. Like, it's like you just get that little thing of like, yes, it's all this waiting and hoping and praying that you find something cool as paid off. Like an RX-7 and an S14 or an S15 rather. They're the kind of things that you hope for to get. Like, for me personally, as a Japanese JDM drifter kind of guy, they're perfect. Oh, it's not necessarily good, but it's a thing. Like, there's some big wheels on what I think, we don't know. I was gonna say it's a Toyota of some kind. I know that, I recognize that Toyota hybrid logo, and I suppose the kind of Toyota Lexus body style from Pumper. I thought at first I was gonna say that it was a Mitsubishi Colt of some kind, but it's some kind of Toyota. Can I tell? No. Again, it's like with the American stuff. Like, it's weird the random kind of cars that they only specifically get in their area or in their like market or whatever. But yeah, they are some. I believe they're what older gentlemen would call gaudy. Now I'm 30, so I don't can fit into that category, but some people would call that gaudy. And again, look at the way that's parked. Imagine having to get in and out of that. Like, you'd have to leave for work 20 minutes early every day like, just to get out of your drive. Mini alert. Again, like, only repeat, I don't know if it's annoying at this point, but I just feel like I have to point it out. But if it is annoying, or if it gets annoying or gets great, always let me know. Tesla, you don't see every day in Japan. Maybe you do. Again, I have a very limited sample size, admittedly, but BMW M4? M8 maybe? Not M, but like maybe M Sport of it. I thought it was the M8 at first, the modern M8 with the big bucktooth grille thing, but it isn't. Porsche and the car wash there. It's gonna go. G-Wagon. That's not the first right. G-Wagon. Like, weirdly enough. Another 5-star car. Driven by the golden gods. So I hear. Not so much a subtle reference as it is, I'm just saying it's Dennis from, it's always somebody in Philadelphia at this point, but we continue on. I just want to find one more. I'm not necessarily expecting to find another RX7 or S15 caliber car, but just something else interesting would be good. Renault Megane! Fancy Renault Megane Sport. Fancy that. Now that is unusual. Like, especially from that generation, the old kind of mid-2000s generation with the I see you baby shaking that ass body style. God, I hope people get that reference. That was the ads for it at the time. It played that song. Yeah, that's unusual. It's certainly interesting. Is it interesting enough to end the episode on? I just feel like there's going to be something around one of the next corners that's going to be like, blows my nips off. That's cool. I don't know what it is. Can't make out what the badge says, but it's interesting. Something different at least. Excelsior, but from the looks of it, a bog standard one. Like, for as much as we think of these as like VIP slammed, like standstill things, like a lot of these are just like older men's, like automatic big heavy around town comfort cruisers. Like, they're not all dropped on the deck with 20-inch wheel chrome wheels and cambered out to bits and all that kind of thing. See, that is super cool to me, and I don't know why. Like, obviously this Steely's, the Dodge, oh, that is actually very cool. A Dodge Starcraft, or is that just like, you know, that's the name of the van? But yeah, like, that's kind of like Stancy Boy a little bit, like, not super, oh, it's gone. The timeline shifted on us. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I dig that. There's just something about Steely's, man, especially black Steely's, like, they just look aggressive. When there's a bit of dish on them, good stuff. Again, German cars, like, two brand new looking Mercedes and Audis next door to each other, like. And another G-Wagon. And a cool Land Cruiser, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, like, it's weird. I don't know why. I just assume, like, you wouldn't think when it, like, it's a country like Japan who have, like, one of the biggest car industries in the world. Like, everybody, vast majority of people in the world have probably owned a Japanese car at some point. Obviously, people who have owned cars. Like, there's a very high chance that you've owned a Japanese car at some point in your life. Like, it's always weird to me when I see that they also have, like, a very large popularity base with, so, like, a load of German cars, for example. Like, that's odd to, like, it's odd to me for some reason. And specifically German cars. Like, there's not, like, you don't see a lot of American stuff or French stuff or, like, you know what I mean? It's all BMWs and Mercedes. Like, case in point, Mercedes. Like, it's all Japanese. I think it's a Lexus, maybe Toyota or something, Nissan. So the only other non-Japanese one there is a German Mercedes. Interesting. And then yeah, every now and again you'll just get like a Porsche, like a Panamera, I think in this case. Not the first one, because if the one earlier on wasn't a Cayman, it was a Panamera, so that might be the second Panamera we've seen. So yeah, like, there's been a few bits and pieces. And again, you cannot turn your nose up at the S2000 in there. Yeah, like, you can't turn my nose up at S14 and RX7. Like, we found some good stuff in this episode. Being Japan, I had kind of higher hopes. Like, I thought there might be a bit more. Just as a weird side note, like, the one thing that I do notice about whenever you go around these Japanese cities is the serious lack of any graffiti. This is the first one that I've seen. I think it's Putz. P-U-T-S. And weirdly enough, that name is vaguely familiar, but I don't know. Yeah, like, there's these places are fairly graffiti clean, like, so it's kind of interesting and cool to see a tag on the pole there. But yeah, running out of stuff to talk about a little bit because we are running out of cars. Although, no, we are not. What? Two Ferraris? What is this? Oh, is this a car dealership? What's happening here? I'm not crazy. That's a Ferrari. That's a 458, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure exactly what one that is. I thought it was a 458 as well, but I can't tell from here. I think two 458s, two Maserati, because this did catch my attention. I was like, hey, that's another Maserati. We had one of them in the last video. And then I seen whatever that is. I think that's another Maserati. And then I seen these two, and I was like, what the hell? Okay, there's some interesting stuff here. But I can't get down this alleyway, I don't think. Oh, I can. Oh, I can. Oh, it changed! Oh, I don't believe it changed. That's so annoying. Why was there two Ferraris in this car park? Is it car rental, maybe? Like, this might be one of the few times that I actually purposely go and change the time. Yeah. So I changed the time. So we have the Ferraris back. So two Ferraris, a 458 definitely in the front. Some Mercedes. Another Maserati. God, three Maseratis in a row. BMW 740i. Here's me, baby. Out of the way. 740i, oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's definitely another 458. A Volvo Polestar, I'm pretty sure that is. A F10 and 5 Series, possibly an M5, if not a M Sport, another Maserati. It's another Maserati, that's crazy. What is this place? It looks like just a car park, like, where people park up, but is there some kind of like rent a fancy car? Like, it's very interesting. I'll mess with the timing a little bit. Yeah, look at the Ferraris. What is going on? California, the two 458s, another 458, a F12 if I'm not mistaken. I was in one of those. It wasn't running, unfortunately, but I was definitely in one. What is with the Ferraris? What is this location? Like, I see this building here, Times Car. Oh yeah, this is car rental. So for whatever reason, if you don't want one of these, take your pick between a 458 California. I think it's California. Another 458 behind it there. F12 maybe? I think it's F12. Another 458. Well, no, that's right. No, that's a 599, I think. 458, I think California, and then either California or a 512 maybe, or maybe that's also 512 one year, and then I think an F12. Pretty sure that's an F12. That's interesting. That might be enough of a banger to go out on, I suppose. Like, not another JDM legend as I was hoping for, but goddamn, you can't turn your nose up at a big group of Ferraris, can you? Really? Yeah, look, I've been recording now for nearly 50 minutes, so I probably should wrap it up there and just pick the bones out of whatever I come up with and let that be the content. So with that said, yeah, if you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up. I do understand I was keeping an eye on myself and I realized I was hunkered down. Hopefully the audio was a little better, but I was definitely low in the frame again. I'll fix it for the next time. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and there's another mini, and goodbye.